Hey guys, I'm Dov, and today I'm back with more Total War Warhammer 2 online action. We're continuing our Lore of Magic spotlight by taking a look at one of the first green skin specific Lore of Magic. We're going to be diving into more of the race specific Lores of Magic now that I've covered a lot of the basic lores. I still do need to get beasts and maybe a couple of others, but for the most part we've done most of those, so now we're going to be diving into more of the race-specific lores. So today we've got Lore of Big WAAGH, and rest assured guys, I've got Lore of Darkness upcoming. We've also got Lore of Little WAAGH. We're going to be taking a look at the two Skaven lores of magic as well, and the Lore of Nekara, so definitely some more lores of magic to get through before we've looked through everything. But let's go ahead and take a look at WAAGH here, carrying Lore of Big WAAGH. He is the legendary caster with access to it. The spells I've taken this time are Fists of Gork, which gives a great weapon skill boost, 26 melee attack, 27 melee defense. Here we go is a area of effect, 44 melee attack, essentially a castable WAAGH, very strong. We've also got Foot of Gork, which is a huge explosion spell, which of course Gork himself appears in a incorporeal form on the battlefield and brings down his giant foot, stomping out an enemy unit. Can be very, very powerful, especially if you overcast it. Does a ton of damage. He's also got the leadership buff. FG to get is a special ability for WAAGH that pins in place and does direct damage. Very good against characters. We've also taken the Squiggly Beast here to get extra winds of magic. And yeah, WAAGH's also got the WAAGH's Revenge, which is a plus 50% miscast chance to all enemy wizards map-wide. Very strong. And yeah, he's also got the War Paint. So for the rest of the army, we've got a Hammer of Gork here, standard mobile squad of Broken Tusk Mob backed up by Spider Riders, 2 Black Orcs with the 8 Peak Loonies in the center. We've got the front line of, let's see, 3 Meat Shield Gobos, 1 Nasty Skulker, a couple of Orc Biggins out to the flanks. We've also got the other regiment of renown here, the Warlord's Boys. And over here we've got the standard mobile firing squad for the Gobos here. We've got the Mangy Marauders and a unit of Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers. So let's go ahead and take a look at the High Elves who we're going to be facing off against today, who I think the lore of the Big WAAGH is especially good against. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of Spearmen up front, backed up by 3 Archers, 3 Bolt Throwers, and lots of Illyrian Reavers, both melee and ranged variant. We've got a couple of Bowmen and a melee here, another Bowman and another melee here. So let's go ahead and kick the battle into full gear and we'll watch as things unfold. So right off the bat, you can see we're going to be taking some pretty heavy heat from this these Eagle Claw Bolt Throwers here. They're in the anti-infantry mode, shooting at my unshielded targets, which is probably the best thing that they can do here. These Orc Biggins, for example, don't have any shields and only have 50 armor, so they will take quite a bit of heat from that. Likewise, the Black Orcs, although they do have quite a bit more armor, so they won't take quite as much damage. Of course, they also don't have a missile block chance, and they are a big danger to my opponent's army. So why is Lore of Big WAAGH so good in this particular matchup? We can watch as WAAGH kind of makes his way over through the forest here. Well, first of all, you're very often going to see units with physical resistance, be that Phoenix Guard or Dragon Princes. Both are relatively common, Dragon Princes more so, but that magic damage from Fist of Gork is going to be very useful there. The castable WAAGH of Here We Go is also very strong, and the elite killing power of Foot of Gork can be very good against elite tier High Elf Cavalry or, you know, infantry or whatever. Even a blobbed up group of skirmishers or something like that can be very good against them. So all in all, I like that quite a bit. You can see over on this side we're able to catch out this unit of Illyrian Reavers with some Nasty Skulkers and some Biggins, so they're definitely going to get dragged down into the pits. Meanwhile, the main line engagement's just about to get underway here. The Goblins are struggling uphill, just about to make it into contact though, and we have kind of tried to turn the flank here a little bit. My Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, unfortunately, are going to get taken off the battlefield by Illyrian Reavers. No big surprise, Illyrian Reavers have great combat stats, even superior to the Broken Tusk Mob in terms of raw combat stats, their weapon skills, rather. But yeah, you can see mainline engagement getting underway here. We're going to path the Biggins straight through and try and get them in support of this cavalry engagement in the rear, while the Black Orcs and the Gobos get things done in the center. You can see the Warlord's Boys getting in here, getting ready to do some ankle shanking and some brutal oh man, that Fanatics cast just did a ton of damage to my own units, but also just ended this unit of spearmen. So those 8-peak loonies, man, they do a ton of damage. Absolutely brutal. You can see here in this back line, we're going to be casting that, here we go, rather, in the front line to help support these Black Orcs and the 8-peak loonies there. 8-peak loonies have poison, of course, and other great spells. WAAGH now dropped that effigy to get on the princess, and we're going to be dropping a standard non-overcast Foot of Gork here, right on top of these Illyrian Reavers, which, because of their relatively low armor, they will take a ton of damage from that. You can see lots of cavalry models dropping there. WAAGH up to 27 kills, most of those being Illyrian Reavers. So now he's going to get in on this princess here, who is the High Elf Lord. She's on foot, so unfortunately she's getting circle beaten right now by the boys here. Definitely not a fun time for her. The archers are in a relatively secure position though, but we've finally gotten around the flank here with the light cav. Skirmish cav, and the Spider Riders are now going to be getting in here and at least bogging these units down and not allowing them to shoot, which is very important. You can see the front line engagement starting to clean up in my favor. There was a noble supporting in this front line here on foot as well. The Black Orcs cleaned him up relatively well. Meanwhile, these 8-peak loonies are still just downing these High Elf Spearmen here. Over on this side, again, Black Orcs and Gobos working in tandem to cut through the defensive units here. High Elf Spearmen will take quite a while to get cut through here, just because they have very good defensive stats, but at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to hold their own in that engagement. You can see the Mangy Marauders rallying for, again, another tie down for these archers here, while the Spider Riders tie down that other unit of archers. Meanwhile, WAAGH still trying to beat down the princess, and we're going to be dropping, here we go, on the Broken Tusk mob here as they try and fight their way through some of these Illyrian Reavers. Of course, because Illyrian Reavers have much better combat stats, I want that extra melee attack to be able to cut through them. So definitely going to be helpful there. Watch as these Broken Tusk mob slug it out here in the center with these Illyrian Reavers. And yeah, the princess is fleeing from the battlefield from the Hog Lord here, and it is going to be a victory for the Greenskins. Just a few more seconds left on the battle here. We'll watch as the Black Orcs kind of clean it up for reforming ranks a little bit here with this back line, just to try and soak up some of this Illyrian Reaver fire and not allow them to get onto some of my squishier, more high-value targets, like WAAGH himself, for example, who just finished off that princess. So yeah, poor princess, just yeah, all buried, head in the mud. Not too glamorous of an end for her, unfortunately, but yeah, that's such is the way of things when you face against the Hog Lord. So with her untimely demise, the rest of the High Elf forces are going to break and shatter. So well played to my opponent. It was a fun battle. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. A nice showcase of the lore of the Big WAAGH as well. So in terms of the army breakdown here, WAAGH himself didn't get that many kills, but the kills he did get were very important. Basically took down 2 full units of Illyrian Reavers. In terms of the other units here, Broken Tusk Mob with the support of WAAGH also did very well. 95 kills there, 111 on these Black Orcs in the front line. Again, the support magic from Lore to Big WAAGH showing its strength there. The 8-peak loonies and the Black Orcs both getting quite a few kills, man. 131 kills in those 8-peak loonies. Absolutely brutal. Unfortunately, my Hammer of Gork did get shut down a little bit early there, but my opponent had a pretty good mobility advantage over me, so I figured I just wanted to mobility advantage and artillery advantage, so I definitely was forced to advance. But yeah, so in terms of Lore to Big WAAGH, we can go ahead and take a look at the other spells here and kind of talk about it in a bit more detail. So yeah, it is Greenskin specific. WAAGH and the Orc Shaman are the only characters that can take it, but it is very powerful. Gaze of Mork is a magic missile. I haven't found it to be wildly useful, but it is there. Brain Bursta and this other one here, Edbutt, are area of effect damage spells. They don't do too much damage. They can do a solid amount. Edbutt in particular, as a breath spell, I have seen it do pretty good work, particularly against low armor units. They're not going to be great against armor, but against low armor units they can do quite a bit of damage, and especially on someone like WAAGH, if you've got this Bonewood Staff, for example, gives you a map-wide 13 melee attack, 18% charge bonus. So in that case, you know, spamming these cheap spells like Brain Bursta and Edbutt, you're also getting damage from WAAGH and continuously proccing that Bonewood Staff. That in and of itself is a viable strategy as well. Against the High Elves, though, I like to go with a little bit more elite killing power. But if you are going against a lower armor faction, like let's say the Skaven, for example, Skaven do have a lot of physical resistance units, so Fist of Gork might be useful there if you're fighting, you know, Plague Monks, Death Runners, that sort of thing can be useful there. And then maybe you take the Edbutt and the Brain Bursta. and then also take the Bonewood Staff. So every time you cast one of those cheap spells, you're getting a map-wide 13 melee attack, which is a pretty sizable buff, all things considered. So, very, very good strategy there. The lore attribute is Power to WAAGH, just gives you a faster power recharge rate every time you cast a spell, so you can keep up that torrent of magic, and yeah, very fun stuff. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about lore to Big WAAGH down in the comments below. I know one of my favorite things about Total War Warhammer 2 is Overcast Foot of Gork on, like, Dragon Princes. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, if you like this kind of content, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And yeah, we'll see you next time.